Right people, welcome to a new day on the farm. It is the hottest day of the year so far. It's the 17th of June and we are going haymaking. So we cut some grass on Tuesday, I want to say. Can't remember what day it was. It was the day, anyway, it was the last video. I cut the grass with the 130. It's had a couple of days to bake and we turned it out a couple of times. Now we're going to go row it up and Craig's going to bale it. Had a chap in from Simmons this morning. They're our local New Holland mechanics. We had a chain on the baler that had bizarrely either vanished or we've lost or was broken, or we don't really know what happened to it. But Craig noticed yesterday when he was doing his greasing and oiling that there was a chain missing. So they come out this morning and replaced it. So the baler is all good to go. I hope people are liking the head cam footage. Some news on the camera. I've decided to actually sell my Canon M50, which I bought not too long ago. I bought it second hand, but it was in as new condition. I've used it for a little while, but the image stabilization isn't as good as a GoPro, and it's just a bit bulkier. It's a bit heavier to carry. It's bigger on the windscreen of the tractor. It's just not as maneuverable and it's not as ergonomic as what the GoPro is. So I've put that up on eBay to sell. It'll be sold by the time you guys see this. And I've bought a new GoPro 10. So hopefully that will still have the same video quality as the Canon with that added stability that the GoPros possess. So yeah, hopefully we'll do a lot more head cams like this. I'll have another GoPro on there when it comes. I've ordered a media mod for it as well, so the audio should be good. And I'm looking forward to it. So we'll head up to the first field and we'll unfold the rake and start rowing up some grass. I can see why it doesn't want to go down. We've popped the pipe out, look. Hello, Gus. I thought it was weird, it didn't want to lift up. Hey, now we're farming. We'll select, what am I doing here? 540 Eco. We'll fill in a form here so everyone knows where we've been. And then what we'll do is we'll swap those. We'll zero everything. Start the PTO. Find a nice little gear to tickle around in. Put those in float. Give it a few revs. Right, so we're on the long works now. Put an AB line in, so we're doing lovely dead straight rows. It's absolutely beautiful. I'm hoping that that isn't too big a row for the baler. By the time it settles down a bit, it should be fine. I figured out why my work trigger wasn't working for my auto record. I think when the tractor was serviced at Mason's, they always put stuff in the spools to pressure test them and they need them on constant pumping. Whereas to make it work on this, when you put something into float, you need it on a timer. So I've got spool 2 set on 3-second timer, so that when I come to the row here, chuck them into float, and then that activates the work recording. So we're now mapping without having to have it pumping all the time, so we're only ever recording when we're in work. You can see we're right on the edge of the row, so we're using maximum efficiency, which is beautiful. We're in eco, we're hardly ticking over. We're doing 340 revs, 1100 RPM on the engine. Beautiful. Gives you a chance to keep an eye on everything else without having to worry about steering, which I know Some people will say there's no skill in it at all. So that's fine, but it is amazing. Once you've used it, you wouldn't go back. Just come to the end when we just flick the joystick back once, he says. Then that'll pump oil for 3 seconds. Come round and find our next row. Get in line with it. Put them down in float. And we're off. It does make an awfully nice row, this Pottinger rake. I know quite a few people that have got them. Abby's family run a Pottinger rake. What I like about them is they've got 5 wheels on the under each rotor. So the front one, and then they've also got an extra one on the front there that keeps your height perfect for the tines, so you never hit the ground. Because what you don't want to do with a rake is start introducing soil to the sward. So that keeps them absolutely perfect on the ground, and then you run them in float. It gives the rotors ability to move on that ram there. So if you go on an undulation like that, it will go up into the ram a bit, or into the sleeve I should say. Beautiful. Right, I've done everything that way now. I just got one tiny bit of short work up the top to do where I started my AB line. That's where these little buttons come in handy. You can do short work quite easy, flipping the switches. The dog's flat out asleep, he's loving life. It's funny, if he sees a pigeon or a pheasant or something, he goes mental, but if he sees a crow, he doesn't get bothered. It's like he knows he's not supposed to look at them. Pick up that bit there that the rake missed. It's all good. And in a minute, put the left rotor down. Try and get all this in one nice row. I think there'll be a little bit there that we'll miss. Lots of bleeping. Reverse, reverse. Hold her up to go home. You just do the opposite of what you did before. So take your little box, you let them down a little bit, hold the button and pull back, and they should keep going instead of stopping, like so. See, that's them now locked in. And then turn that one off, and using your width spool, you slide them down. They come down nice and tight for transport, and they fold in a bit like that. So as that's ready to mosey on to the next fib, we'll just get out and show you the hay. There's the tractor, looking very nice on the rake. I do think they go together quite nicely, those. I have to get used to using the GoPro again, because the GoPro's a lot wider angle lens than that camera I had. So I haven't got to hold it as far away from my face, but Gus is here just inspecting the hay, making sure it's all nice. Nice and crispy, but that will soften as it bales. It's still green, look at it, green hay. It's almost too good a hay, that would be perfect for the sheep. And what we do is we always mix hay in with the dry cow's silage, just to keep the dung a bit drier, keeps everything a bit cleaner. Mosey on to the next bit. We've got 2 more bits to row up, 2 of the cow paddocks. Just going to kick this bit here into a row, and then yeah, we'll be well on our way. Me and Phil going out to the cricket tonight. We're going up to Somerset to watch the T20. We want to be done in good time for that. Can't be wasting it. Spent all this time making it. Get it in the row. Hello. Oh, yes. old dog, you can have your seat back. Actually, before I do anything, that mirror is all on the, it's been out on the beers. Underway here in the second field. I've done the headlands. It's a bit bumpy in here, so I thought I'd concentrate on doing them and not break anything. There's also a few obstacles. Got a trough and some fence in there. There's a creek feeder there. So I've got this field to do, and then the little one next door, half of that one. But this is just cow ground that's got ahead of them, so there's not nearly as much grass here. Still nice stuff. Still worth baling up. Shouldn't take me too long to skittle over there. And then we'll be well on our way to being done this afternoon. We'll leave the bales out over the weekend, just to let them make. They should be absolutely fine if you wanted to cart them today, but better be safe than sorry. Right, last field is a go. Start the old rake up. Give it a few revolars. Down into float. Let's have another gear. Now this field, from memory, wasn't as rough as next door. What I don't want to do is rake any of that fence. It's only a little tiny piece of this field cut. They grazed half of it and we cut half of it. But you can see it's nice long green luscious stuff. So again, this will make some very, very nice hay. I'm a bit annoyed I forgot to bring my drone, because we could have had some nice drone shots up here. I've seen the cows. Somebody asked me, or commented on one of my videos a couple of days ago, asking about the cows and that they haven't featured on the channel much lately. Well, that is sort of because once they go out here, the cows, they sort of look after themselves. We turn the bulls out and for 8 weeks they just get on with it, other than having to give them a bit of stuff to keep the flies off. Don't really have to do anything to them. We're TV testing in about 4 weeks time. That'll be the next big job for the cows. The bulls will come out before that. They'll come out at the end of this month, so that's a couple of weeks time. It'll be a bit longer by the time you guys see that. So yeah, they tend to just look after themselves. Hopefully they're all in cab and whatever, and until TV testing, and then after that it'll be scanning. And then when the weather decides it's had enough this year, we'll wean them and bring them in. But other than that, not a lot goes on with the cows this time of year. It will then be the opposite. Then there'll be a lot of cattle videos over the winter, because we spend a lot of time doing stuff to the cattle in the winter. Do a lot of the vaccinating in the spring. There'll be autumn vaccinations to do probably when we wean them, and that sort of thing. But yeah, the focus very much changes when they come in to looking after them when they're indoors. All finished, rowing up complete. Just folding up here for the last time. So that clicked in. Very clever how that little switch works for releasing the locking thing. Right, dog looks happy. Grass is all in a row for Craig. Craig will be happy. We'll scoot ourselves on home. Yeah, look at this. Dry, dusty. This will benefit from a good long weekend of rain. Good old soaking it needs. Hello, Gus. I'll leave the gates open for Craig because he's got to come up here. Can't quite see Craig, but he is somewhere. Oh, I'm in the hedge. He's somewhere in that direction. Carriageway's busy today. Well, I just spoke to Craig. He's in the first field. He just had to change his roll of net, and he should have plenty of net to keep him going. But as I'm now a spare person, I will grab another roll of net from home and bring in one up, because there's nothing worse than having like a few bales worth of grass left and not having a roll of net. So better to be safe than sorry. Go and get him a roll of net, stick it in the truck and bring it up to him. You get some strange looks wearing a GoPro on your head. Now this gets very narrow down here, and the rake sticks out ever so slightly, wider than the tractor. If you meet an Arctic lorry down here or something, you can get pretty cosy. You also don't want to steer the rake into the hedge, because that will, oh, like this, look. It's going to be plenty tight enough. Coming up here with the mowers, if you meet something, is always a bit of a touchy time. Nice when you just have a free run down through. Right, it's in there. He got 2 runs of the field left. We'll get him when he comes back for his roller net. Let's have a look at the bale. You see how even they are? You call that square across the top. Nice and dense. That's because the wide row, if you had a thin row, you'd have to wiggle up and down to try and fill the baler evenly. With a nice wide row, fills the pickup, and it keeps a nice square bale in there. Look at that. Lovely soft grass. Yeah. That smells awesome. Can't tell you how good that smells. What a machine. Right, he's got 3 little rows down there. It's hot, isn't it? It's very warm. Thank you. Yeah. Go.
I don't think I'll need that.
No, we're better to have it than... Yes. The other one's fairly heavy, but it's not a very big piece.
No, it's not.
Yeah. Ah!
This is it, really.
Yeah.
I did have them a bit lower, but you're flicking up so many stones.
Yeah, no, you don't want to be...
I thought I'll come up a...
You end up chucking one through the window and no good, is it?
Yeah, no.
That'll ruin the day.
Don't really want them in the hay either, do you?
No. Right.
This pickup's going to need a bit of attention.
Doing. I don't suppose he's had a lot done to him ever. Ever. No.
Hi there, mate. Enjoy your cricket.
Yeah, I'll see. Yeah, me and Phil Saturday. I'll see you Monday. Cheers. Right, guys, that is just about do it for today. So I'm eating a chocolate bar. That tractor can have a wash on Monday because I'm not going to get to it now. Me and Phil are going out for our day in Taunton, so the rake probably wants blowing off and greasing up as well. Yeah, I'll do it Monday. But thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Subscribing is absolutely free. There's loads of links down below for other social media channels and also merchandise if you want any. But yeah, God, it's warm, isn't it? Everyone's out making hay. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video. Cheerio.